Good morning, YKB. It's a little bit cooler here, also. Thank goodness. Have a little housework here to do for. Good morning, YKB. Got the echo. Good morning, hello. John P. Good morning. Same here, YKB. It is in the 60s here today. It's about 19C here. Okay. That's done, and we can get into today in music history. And going along with an easy cycle day. This day in music history, July 14th, 1969. Opening in theaters everywhere, Easy Rider, which Easy Rider had the music of Steppenwolf, Born to Be Wild. And it was a great song and just made huge by that. In 1962, Roses Are Red by Bobby Vinton hit number one on the charts. 1932, Dale Reeves was born. And reason I put Dale Reeves in there, he was born in Sparta, North Carolina. If you guys have followed the Nature Channel and seen any of my videos on Stone Mountain, that is right next to Sparta. There you go. So that's what's going on. The sun's coming up. We've got a day or two of cool weather. Then it's going to be back in the 90s, which would be about 34, 35 C. John P., I hope you're having a great day. It got quiet. Let's make sure I didn't accidentally turn the volume off. All right, good. Well, that's pretty cool, YKB. I think it's kind of neat that a doctor did that. Yeah, I think the first cooling was when they were using compressed air, and they noticed that the nozzle where the air was released, it would cool down, and they incorporated that into a closed system. So, good morning to everybody over on the Rumble side. Appreciate you guys coming in. Yesterday had 50 people show up on Rumble, which is amazing, and 155 in YouTube yesterday morning. I appreciate every one of y'all. Rick, what's happening, Rick? I haven't seen you live, nor have I seen you in quite some time. Rick, have you been going live and I just haven't gotten notifications? What's going on, buddy? How's life treating you? And this is one of those cases where everybody can tell that the bird sounds are live because they do whatever they do without my input. Good morning, Khadijah. I hope you're having a great start to your day. And no doctor's appointments. YKB is dropping some Scottish history. I got a phone call late last night, and it was after midnight before I got to bed. YKB, I know it's a random thought, but I wonder how much of the movie Men Who Stare at Goats was videoed over in that part of the world. I tried to watch that movie the other day, and no, I got about halfway through it, and it just could not hold my attention. No, men who stare at goats, I would count it as a more of a comedy movie than anything else. Good morning, Sandra. And Treezilla welcomes everybody also. It was nice and cool here this morning, like I was saying. And I am definitely enjoying this cool start to the day. YKB, there, I have tried to watch some movies, on the streaming service, and if they came out after 2010, most of them 5 minutes into the movie, it's like can't do this. I have seen one advertised that looks interesting though, and it's going to be hidden behind a paywall for a while, I'm sure. But it's Sheep Detectives. It's I got to give it credit for being an original concept at least, instead of taking a 50, 60-year-old movie and redoing it. Who was in that movie, YKB? Go to my favorite here. Oh, it came right up. It says 1949. Whiskey Galore. 1949. Basil Radford, Joan Greenwood, Catherine Lacey, Bruce Seaton. Bruce looks familiar. I don't see any names that I recognize off the top of my head. Yeah, but some of those older black and white movies are so much better than anything today. I guess that's better than a ship running aground and it has Dracula on it. Uh, Podcast I was listening to, they were talking about Americans. You know, the tradition of Americans is we don't take junk off of the leaders. We cross oceans and go across hostile territory to get away from people in charge that we don't like. One of my all-time favorite movies, actually two of my all-time favorite movies, are both black and white, and both released before 1960. The Day the Earth Stood Still. I like the way the writing of the movie, the the way they videoed it. I like everything about it, and it was the first variable weapon that I have that I remember seeing in movies, because Gort could, with his death beam or whatever you want to call it, death ray, he could just destroy the weapons in the hands of people, or he could destroy everything, including the people. So it was a variable weapon, and I like that. And the other one I'm just crazy about, and I'll probably pull it out and watch it now that I'm thinking about it. And that's the Song of Bernadette. It's the story of Lourdes, and it's got Vincent Price in it. I think he's probably the biggest name. Oh, I can't think of the other guy's name. Lee J. Cobb. That's the other big name. But they were something else. Those old black and white movies. I like black and white medium. Period. Uh, I did a lot of black and white photography back in the day. Some of my favorite stuff is black and white. I'm a huge fan of Ansel Adams. Yeah, Treezilla is something else. I probably should zoom in a little more. Can see a little bit of the neighbor's fence there. Oh yeah, the original. The original had Jack Nicholson in it, I think. That works also, YKB, because T Rex, Tree Rex. Before the storm hit a few weeks ago, the entire two oak trees that are in the neighbor's yard, the two together look like one big Godzilla. And I think I'm going to do a video of all the limbs that were taken down, because the leaves have turned brown, and it'll be obvious how much damage was done. Yeah, there was several different names thrown around, but I think you're the first to do Tree Rex. Area 51 came up with Treezilla. And I'm somewhat of a fan of Godzilla, so I went with that. Well, while the birds are quiet, I'm gonna go grab the last bit of coffee. If you'll hold down the fort, I'll be right back. Good morning, Mike. And Mike, it is a beautiful day because it is like 67 degrees out there. And I'm enjoying this last cool day. I have a feeling that it's going to be back in the 90s for a week or two. Roger Blair, good morning. What do you need, Roger? Excuse me, Mike. What do you need? Don't say temperatures in the 90s. And I can't believe that I have cooler temps here than you have. Yeah. '67 is a great temperature, in my opinion. You can do just about everything at 67. Whoa, it's already 71 and your humidity is 85%. If it's not a Nightbot hiccup, that's whoa. Yeah, they haven't changed the forecast here, Mike. It's going to be 89 today and 61 tonight. I can deal with the 61. Let me tell you. This is kind of rare. Smoke with a temperature of 76. 44% humidity. I think, geez. See, now we're going to be back to 99 in a day or two, but I mean, it's July, and the first couple of weeks of August around here, everybody says the dog days of summer because it's so hot you feel like a dog. Oh, YKB, I'm sorry to hear that. So smoke is accurate and not a joke. That's pretty wild. I think we're going to be close to 90 today, 89, 90. Which, when it hits 85 at 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then it's in the 90s until 6 o'clock, that's not terrible. But the days that start out at 75 and it's 95 by 1, but not a fan. I may have to go get in my day of hiking this morning with the rain that we've had. The waterfalls should be looking nice. See what snakes I see today. YKB, I understand. Uh, it's wild how just being in a different location changes the light. I don't care what anybody says. The color of the sky in South Carolina is a slightly different blue than the color of sky in North Carolina on a bright summer's day. And I was talking to somebody about Hanging Rock, the place I go to every week, and they were ahead of me on the trail, and they saw a copperhead cross the trail. I probably missed it by 5 minutes, and they showed me a video. It was on a mission. Wherever it was going, it was on a mission. And then I saw that copperhead at the top of the mountain, which I don't recall ever seeing a snake up there of any kind. And I've been going there for almost 60 years. On the west of Scotland, we get fraction sunsets from the rebounding over the Atlantic. I heard California get the same due to the Pacific. Uh, I've never really watched sunset in California. I visited there a couple of times, and one time I went to visit friends that had moved there, and it was a true vacation. And we went to Huntington Beach, and I am here to tell you my suntan there was different than my suntan here. Here, I get just kind of a dark brown. When I was tanning in California, it was like a bronze. And it was just different. It was an interesting difference. And I've seen a lot of sunrises and moonrises over the Atlantic. Kathy, Michael Haywood. Oh man, so good to see you. Michael, I hope you're getting some cool weather also. Well, Eliza, good try. I'm not going to butcher another language. I have enough trouble pronouncing English, let alone Lithuanian. Michael, it's 67 degrees on the back porch in July. And tomorrow morning, they're calling for it to be 61. Okay. Michael, I'm going to be down your way for the Peach Festival one day. I don't know which day it's going to be yet. I think Saturday would be the best day, but I'm not a big fan of driving Saturday for that. One of Mike's buddies is going to have a some type of little something going on. Half a book. Half a book. I guess you could read half of a book. Yeah, Michael. And you know what else, Mike? I have seen some colors on the trees. Um, a couple of leaves, bright red. Hey, Sharon, welcome. A couple of leaves, kind of a yellowish tint, and I'm wondering if nature's not telling us fall might be a little early, or if it's just wishful thinking. Yeah, Roger's here. Kathy, how's your grandson? Okay. So Gigi is on the outs. Hmm. Okay. No problem, John. Well, tell him hello and tell him I got some good nature videos lately. Well, sorry to hear that, John P. Let's move on to something a little more positive because it's early in the morning and let's keep everybody on a positive note. Nothing wrong with making a statement, giving everybody a warning, but let's not dwell on it. No problem, John. You're good. We want everybody to relax into their morning, take a nice, relaxing break at lunch, enjoy nature at the end of their workday, depending on what part of the world you're in. Because we got people having lunch right now, we got people having dinner. in addition to us Americans here having our start to our day. Excellent. It's getting to the point, John, you can't call the baby your baby. I mean, growing so much. The little one is just amazing. Seems like yesterday you were bringing them home, and just newborn, and uh, time flies too fast. Will you tell all your family that the little old mountain man said hello from North Carolina? Well, Mike, I'm not that big, and I am old, and I'm from the mountains, so it's an accurate statement. Sharon, that's exactly right. They grow up too fast. I bet Kathy, when her grandson comes over, she's just in a constant amazement that he is. How old is he? Is he a teenager yet, Kathy? Uh, uh Denton. Like I said, it's down your way. Kathy says she has a 46-year-old baby. It's in Denton. It started Monday, and it goes through Saturday. Denton's about an hour and a half for me to drive there. So he'll be a teenager next month. Wow. Kathy, what day is his birthday? What day in August? I think you said it once, 20 something. Seventh. Okay. Uh, I can't think of anybody else born on the 7th, but the we know people on YouTube that was born the 14th and the 18th. Michael Haywood, be safe out there. Enjoy this cool weather while it lasts. And it's always great to see you. and everybody should be able to easily tell the nature sounds are real, because sometimes they just get quiet. It's good to have Michael stop in. Yeah, good try, Mike. But Mike, speaking of AI, I posted something last night. There's a company that is being used to set prices, gas prices, and that's part of the reason the prices are so high. I'm not going to name the company because I don't want to get in any trouble. But if you uh, go to uh, the Post tab, it's got an article there that tells everything. And I forgot. I got a phone call. I was about to put it on the Nature Channel, and I totally forgot to put it there. But I think everybody needs to know about this. You know, the what do they call it? Peak pricing, where like if you call for a cab, but it's a busy time of day, they charge you more because it's a busy time of day. Walmart is one of the ones doing it, but this is a software company, and they're doing it for gas stations, and that's there's legal action being taken about it because prices go up at the least little mention of anything going on in the Middle East, but they're really slow to come down for some reason, and they're blaming this company and what they're doing. So check out the link. Everything can be found through that. And I've decided whenever I go to Walmart, I'm going to take a short video of my shopping, because whenever I go to Walmart, I go in, I get my stuff, and I get out of there. And I'm going to take a picture of the prices. Like I said, I'll probably do a short video. Take a video of the prices, and when I check out, the price that it was when I picked it up off the shelf better be the price I get charged at the register. Because I think the Federal Trade Commission has something to say about that. If if you have a price marked on a product, when you go to check out, they can't charge you something else unless it's less, of course. Yep, that's it, Mike. Yeah, Mike had a big mess of fish. At least around here, that's what we call them, a mess of fish. I don't even like the name because I used to run a calibration lab, and they changed the C to a K. I'm not a fan of that, but whatever. I shouldn't take it personal because I don't do that job anymore. I just think that little play on words is a little bit disgusting. I don't want to get anybody's feathers ruffled, but I just don't think it's a good idea to have that kind of stuff going on. Because when I was living in Greensboro, there was this one intersection, and there was three gas stations on one on each corner, and it was always the cheapest price of gas in the area because those three were competing with one another, and they were all within a penny as far as their gas prices. And because of the competition, you got the best deal. But yeah, I agree with you, Mike. But one of the companies that's using that company calibrate is Walmart. They call it something else for their gas stations, but yeah, it's been around for a long time, but not to the extent that it's doing now. I mean, it's like going to the theater. Used to, all the different theaters around would charge, whatever they were charging. And then to get more people coming in, they had like Dollar Day or, some kind of one day a week where they offered a special and the price came down. I kind of like that way of thinking better than, oh, everybody wants this, let's gouge them. Yeah, I know, Mike. It's crazy, and the snacks and drinks, they're just outrageous. And the thing is, as long as people, pay, they're going to do it. I'm not independently wealthy, so I have to be a little restrained in my spending. By the way, Mike, I will never forget your help and Mog's help getting me past 50 so I could live stream on this channel. Uh, it's at 210 right now. And the nature channel's at 1800. Now, I remember I remember that so that nobody can complain when I remember the bad stuff people do. I think YKB must have gone on his bike ride. I know what you mean, Mike. But I tell people I'm up front with everybody. I'm only nice to nice people, period. Anybody who pays attention knows, Mike. Oh, absolutely. I will put him on my Friday prayer list. Uh, Thursday, everybody, just if you have anybody you want put on the prayer list, let me know by Thursday, and I'll put them on the list. And then all I ask is if you have a minute or two sometime Friday, uh, just pray for the list, uh, meditate on the list, send positive vibes, whatever your belief system is. To quote little Eka Eka, 11 amazing people. Kathy, somebody you don't know, but her name is Kathy and her birthday is August 15th. But I haven't seen that Kathy in 50, probably 55 years. When did this happen, Mike? What year was this? Because Tina passed some time ago, and I hope she was happy because heaven knows she had a rough time when she was with Ike. 2013. Okay. Well, she passed happy. I know one thing, she deserves a good life. You know, in her later days. Cause well, let's get rid of this. I just had a pop up that updates are out. We'll deal with that later. Let's not do any updates right now. In the 80s, she had that big hair. It was amazing. I liked it when she, one of my favorite recordings is when she was doing Rolling on the River. And she would announce it and she said, "We're going to start this out nice and slow. But you know, we don't do anything nice and slow." And boom, boom, boom. She would start out that song slow and rock it toward the end. Somebody's doing some target practice. Either that or somebody's got a tin roof they're putting in. Yeah, Tina was something else. Oh, the Spice Girls. Oh, you know, the only Spice Girl that I liked was Mel. I thought Mel was Mel. Uh, I just thought she was the best of the bunch. And she was judge on America's Got Talent for a while. Mike. Nah, just Mel. That's the only one. The others, I don't know. They just weren't that attractive. IKB, you know that's not true. But Buddy in the 80s, she had some great hair. YKB, I thought you was out on your bicycle. Thanks for hanging around, YKB. So, but you know, the thing about the Spice Girls, they had their followers. They, uh, you know, they had each one of them had their fan. So more power to them. Just not my cup of tea. Well, Well, I appreciate you hanging around, YKB. It's always more fun with you guys than without you guys. That could be true. I don't know. I never watched them, so I don't know which one's saying what. Yeah, YKB, I agree with you. I didn't care for their music, really. And they came out in the 90s when most music, at least most popular music on the radio, I didn't really care for. There would be a song every now and then that I would like, but uh, Collective Soul had a couple of songs that I really like. One of them I really enjoy to this day, and that is Better Now. If you're ever having a down and out day or just a little blue or whatever, listen to Better Now by Collective Soul, and it'll pump you up. Yeah, just put them behind the curtain and let them sing. Uh, that was the big mistake for Milli Vanilli. The guy who was doing the real singing, he was big guy and not your typical uh, appealing person to the masses, shall we say. So the Milli Vanilli was, fake. And had they just been honest with people, that guy would probably be a big star. And the two guys that was doing Milli Vanilli, they might. Oh God! Yep, I was about to turn 10 years old, and we moved that summer. That was also the last time that I was ever hospitalized for my asthma. I spent a week in the hospital that summer, 1967. And we were 2 years from landing on the moon. And 67 was, I mean, 67 was just kicking when it come to music. There was so much good music already coming out. Neil Diamond had become really popular by 67. The Monkees were on TV. Kathy, I figured you would have been at Woodstock a couple of years later. Yeah, yeah, they broke up. They had a really bad breakup, and I I thought the Everly Brothers had some really good songs. I mean, All I Have to Do Is Dream, Wake Up Little Susie. You know, the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band redid All I Have to Do Is Dream, and they did a good job on it. And I've been to Knott's Berry Farm. I enjoyed Knott's Berry Farm. Yep. Uh, Geez, Keith Richards, he's self embalmed. I mean, he did so many drugs and alcohol. He's embalmed, and he is. Uh, he's crazy about his music. That's for sure. And I hope everybody saw the interview Mick Jagger gave here not too long ago, the last couple of weeks. Some Whoever was doing the interview was trying to point him in a woke direction, and he said, "No, I'm not going to get political. People come to my concerts to hear good music and leave their worldly cares behind and get a little time away from all the junk that's going on." And he says, "I'm just going to sing music." Yeah, they were allowed to go on Top of the Pops. Oh, included that Top of the Pops. Yeah, punk was coming in. I'm not a huge fan of punk, but hey, like I said, different people. And here we are, almost 50 years later, still talking about them. You know, in 1980, had anybody told me that the Rolling Stones would still be alive, let alone going around performing, I would have said you're crazy, because I really thought that they were going to crash and burn, doing drugs, alcohol, and etc. I am very happy they survived because they've put out some really good music. And I like they did a tour. They called it the Steel Wheels Tour back in whenever, and somebody come out with a meme that was the Steel Wheelchairs Tour. Wasn't real, but fake news. I'll take your word on that, YKB. Sonia, thank you for stopping in. Appreciate you. I uh, I hope that the information that I sent got to you and you use it. The thing about Easy Rider was it was I mean, I like the movie and everything, but it introduced most people to Tony Basil. She was in that movie. You know, she had been doing choreography and whatnot, and it really promoted Steppenwolf, Born to Be Wild. It's dinner time for Sonia. What are you having for dinner, young lady? Yeah, the movie was, I don't know. Uh, it was so so. You got to remember it was the 60s, though. In the 70s, they tested, and this was doctors doing this research. They tested people and like heart rate, pulse, blood pressure, etc., while they were listening to music. And Steppenwolf across the board increased people's blood pressure more than any other music. That was a waste of money, but hey, somebody come up with the idea and they did it. I think they should have been researching other things, but whatever. Nah, but I think it's a great example of how uh, music can do all kinds of different things. It can affect your mood. It can perk you up. It can calm you down. It can, and again, I can't stress this enough. Music gets by your filters, so to speak. Information coming into your head. Uh, information will go in that you normally wouldn't accept if it's in a song. Uh, a Big Mac will do the same thing. Uh, I called into a radio station, Mike, and this was along about 73 or 4 when they introduced the Big Mac. And they were doing the commercials where they would name all the ingredients to put together a Big Mac. And if you could say the ingredients in less than 2 or 3 seconds, you would win 7 Big Macs. I don't know why they chose 7, but they did. And I called into the radio station, and somebody had already been put on the air, and they didn't make it. And I guess the disc jockey wanted to give away the Big Macs, so he said, "We've already done it, but we'll give you a chance." And I won 7 Big Macs. And sometime in the 80s, I got tired of Big Macs. Uh, they actually gave me separate coupons. So me and a buddy of mine was in Winston Salem at a place called Crystal Lake. It was the biggest swimming pool that I had ever been in, and there was a McDonald's next to it. So I used two of them for that trip. Took my girlfriend out on a date with two more, and the last three I just got them and brought them home to the family. So I spread them out a little bit. I was big on entering contests. We were poor, so I won tickets to see concerts on the radio. When Kansas came out with the album Left Overture, uh, it took me 2 weeks to win that album trying to call in, and I finally won it at 3 a.m. on a Friday morning. I didn't sleep much back then either, and I really wanted that album. And Sonia, if you're listening, everybody told you hello, said hello. I just didn't sleep. They said that they were going to give one away on the third shift guy on the radio. So I was listening to the radio, just waiting, because I knew fewer people would be awake at 3 a.m. or overnight, and I just waited, and I was the correct caller. I can't remember if he took first call, third call, or whatever, but I won it. And I seriously, I was over the moon. You should know, Mike, you can't sleep when you're young. You might miss something. There'll be plenty of time to sleep when we're gone. When me and my friends went to the beach when we were in high school, we'd go during the summer, and if I'd sleep 1 or 2 hours a night, and that'd be it. I'd be walking the beach. Now I'm torn. YKB come up with a good one. Instead of Treezilla, it's Tree Rex. And that one limb sticking out does kind of look like a short arm, like he's trying to scratch his chin. Yeah, Mike, we did that too. There was an old train depot and it had a gravel parking lot. And we'd all drive up there and sit around and just talk about what was going on at school and what movies was going on, what music was happening. And there was one sheriff. He would drive up. And he'd stand around. He'd talk to us. He wanted to make sure that we knew. Uh, just absolutely wanted to make sure that we knew he was keeping an eye on us. Is that something Sarah wouldn't approve of? Sonia, thank you. Sonia is another one of those people. She is just a natural born teacher. She is always being helpful to people. And she does a lot of charity work for children in the Philippines. And talk about high energy. Oh my goodness. Sonia's got some energy. Have y'all recovered from your anniversary celebration? Sonia, why don't you log in as your Heart of Sonia so everybody can see that channel? I think that's the channel she does her charity work with. Heart of Sonia. Yeah, Sonia HK Amiga is her channel that she will sing and talk to people and cook and different things. Her Heart of Sonia, I believe she does the fundraising for the Philippine children. I'm not going to go there, Mike. I'll just leave that one alone. I don't want to get on Sarah's bad side. Uh-oh, looks like it's getting dark out there again. Gotcha. No problem, Mike. Don't go getting into trouble, Mike. Oh, Mike, I meant to ask you, JG, what is he going to be promoting at the Peach Festival? Is he going to be showing off a car, or has he got something else that he does? And if I do go, I'll try to go live if I got a signal. I think Mike's doing a little channel surfing. Oh, okay. So what's JG going to be promoting? Is he doing his car stuff or something else? And I hope Sonia's logged in here under her Heart of Sonia so everybody can see that channel here. Okay, great, Mike. Like I said, if I'm able to get down there, I'll definitely try to look him up. And if I got a signal, I'll go live. Is that somebody different than JG? Because I don't think I've run across that name. If you don't mind, Mike, send me a little more info. You know, your choice. Oh, okay. F-100s were pretty nice. In the 70s, though, they did some stupid stuff. They come out with that 360 engine, and it was. They did a 460 that was okay, but the 360 was, I don't know. I don't know if it was the smog control or what, but it was not a good engine. The 351, I can't remember the combination. They made 351s in Canada. In They made them in Cleveland and they made them in Windsor. If you took the engine from one and the heads from the other, it made a really good 351. But I don't remember which was which. He did the frame, all suspension, and dropped the Shelby 427. Oh yeah. I don't know why Ford did it, but they did 427 and 428, and I can't keep them straight in my brain. But the one they used in stock car racing, it was really a good engine. But when they detuned it for the street, it didn't work all that great. It did good when it was tuned as a race engine. Did much better, I should say. A 427 and a 71 Ford, that's a lot of engine for not that much weight. I imagine it would be, I kind of imagine that he would have trouble keeping the rear wheels in contact with the road. They would, I imagine they would tend to spin and fishtail. That's just my guess. Yeah, and they did. Like a buddy of mine who worked on Ford engines, he said you can get the performance out of a Ford engine. It just takes a little more because Chevy wanted their displacement by diameter, and Ford got their displacement by stroke, if I remember correctly. Mike, you're gonna get in trouble with Kathy. Uh, have you seen some of the Shelbys that they've got out now? I mean, 1,000 horsepower. I mean, geez. Yeah, but the Italians did pretty good with their race cars considering they started out as a tractor manufacturer. One of them did. It may be history, but we don't want you getting in trouble with Kathy over a history lesson. In the 70s, Camaros, the rear ends was so light. I mean, they had the power, but the The rear ends was just too light. I thought the 60s was way better than the 70s for Camaros. I like the looks of the 67, 68, and 69 Camaros. Those 3 years, each of them had their highlights. I really liked them. Oh, geez, Mike. Yeah, the don't get me wrong, I like the super sports, but the RS still, I don't know, it's kind of a personal favorite. What can I say? Yeah, the split bumper looked good, but I didn't like the rear end of those. The rear end on the 70s I didn't like. And the 60 late 60s Firebirds, I like them. I like the Trans Am in the late 60s better than the 70s. Even though Burt Reynolds made one famous. Yeah, I was looking forward to seeing your Camaro, Mike. I'm a little disappointed, but maybe next year. Who knows? I might get up that way. Well, thanks everybody for coming in this morning. I appreciate you one and all. I hope everybody that you have kind words coming your way, uh, and everybody. I hope you get the day that you deserve.